My name is Ronnie Cruz, and this is Path of the Network Marketer. All right, welcome back to the show. Thanks for tuning in. Today, we're going to talk about the principle going for no. That's right, going for no. This is something that's been taught in network marketing and sales for who knows how long. And I wanted to dissect it today because I think the understanding of this principle I think it largely misses the mark. Or at the very least, I think the understanding of it is very superficial, right? And so I wanted to dissect it today because I think there are some deeper truths that we can really get value from, right? I do love this principle, but again, I think there's part of the conversation that's missing, and so that's what I wanted to get to today. Now, I am not going to talk about the book, or I think it's actually a series of books called Go for No. I've not read those books, and so I can't speak to the contents of those books. I'm just going to address the principle itself and how I've heard it taught over the years on the platforms and how I've heard leaders talk about it and the conversations in network marketing that I've heard about it. So go for no. The what I have seen is that it gets talked about and taught for two things. Number one is the fear of rejection. Right? Of course, in sales and network marketing, I mean, really in anything that we do, even content creation, there's always that potential for rejection. And then, so we, as an extension of that, we have a fear of that potential for rejection. Now, that fear then it can be a barrier to us doing the things that we need to do in order to make forward progress, i.e., talk to more people. Natural. It's natural. Fear of rejection is a natural thing. And so the principle of going for no teaches you to be comfortable with that rejection because, again, the rejection is just a natural part of what we do. Statistically, if you're talking to people for your business, if you're putting yourself out there, then a certain percentage of the population is going to say no and reject what you have to offer. It's just how it works, right? And so you have to really accept that. You have to get comfortable with that because if you let that stop you, then you're not only going to not get the no's and avoid rejection, but you're also going to not get the yeses. So going for no's really allows you to, again, embrace the fact that you're going to get no's and that it's just a reality of what we do. The second thing is you got to get through the no's to get to the yeses, right? Again, it's just statistically, it's just how it happens, right? Because you're talking to people, because you're putting yourself out there, yes, a percentage of those people will reject you and say no, but of course, then the percentage of people will say yes. You have to actually do the numbers, and you have to actually connect and communicate with people. Otherwise, you're not going to have any numbers to have any statistics with, right? So you have to actually engage in the action and talk to people in order to create whatever ratio of conversion you end up with, right? In order to get the no's and the yeses, you actually have to talk to talk to people and create that ratio. So it's just a matter of running the numbers and getting through statistically so that you can create a ratio that develops a yes. Both sound, right? Those are both sound principles. However, I think it ends there as far as the conversation, right? The fact that, okay, you got to get over the fear of rejection and you just got to run the numbers. I think number one, we have to talk more. We have to expand the conversation because people aren't just numbers, right? Whether you're in network marketing or some kind of other sales, whether whatever your business is, really, if you have something to offer, if you have something to sell, you have to understand that people aren't just numbers, right? The people that you're trying to sell to, your prospective customers, they're not just a number. And so to treat them as such and to just kind of put them through this conveyor belt of prospects that you're trying to get through in order to get to the next yes, I mean, it's not really fair to the individuals, right? You can't just churn through people, right? And so we have to detach the idea we have to detach the principle of people being numbers from the people, if that makes sense. If that makes sense, right? You got to detach that mindset, because people aren't just numbers. Like I said, with each quote unquote number that you're talking to, there's a story, there's a experience, there might be challenges, there's struggles that person is going through. So people are so much more than just a number. And I don't want you moving forward thinking that, okay, I got to go for no, I just got to get through the numbers in order to get to my next yes. In fact, if you treat each individual, or each prospective customer as an individual with humanity, then your conversion rate is actually going to improve, as opposed to treating them just like a number and churning through the numbers in order to get to the next yes, in order to get to the next sale. It's really, again, it's that people over profits mindset and philosophy that that's how I run my business. And there's no wrong or right about it, but I think you can better serve your community, and business is all about service, right? You can better serve your community, you can better serve your prospective customers, and not blow people out of the water if you stop treating them as just numbers, right? The second thing is that I think we're missing is that the no, there's actually a tremendous amount of value in the no, right? If we're just churning through the numbers to get to the next yes, we ignore the value in the no. We ignore the potential lessons in the no's, in order to maybe tweak and improve our process. The no's are what give us better information than the actual yes, right? So you can look at your nose and you can examine these things and what's not working in order to improve, because you can't improve on what's already working if that's all the information that you're using. Right. So again, there's a tremendous amount of value in the no. Don't just discount it. Don't just blow through it and churn through the no's, because you can use those no's to actually improve your process and improve your skills and your abilities. I mean, you can improve so many things by listening to one single no. Right. And again, if you treat the individual as a human as opposed to a number, you can actually, in fact, ask them, okay, so I know you're not ready. I know this is not something you're interested in right now. Would you mind telling me why? Would you mind giving me a reason? Because I would like to improve upon what I'm doing, and so it would really help me out if you wouldn't mind telling me why you're not ready, or why you're saying no at this moment. Right? So much value in that, and it takes just making sure that you're being a human being with another human being, as opposed to treating them like a number. Right? So make sure this is how you approach the principle of going for no, as well as make sure you're teaching a more complete picture with this principle. Because again, with especially network marketing, when we teach things, a lot of that stuff, a lot of what we teach, the principles that we teach, a lot of it can get very, very diluted, because we're wanting to create outcomes and results very quickly, and so we're teaching things very surface level, right? I think we have to slow down in order to get deep, to dig deeper into these principles, and inevitably they end up being more effective, right? They end up being more effective. So slow down to go fast. I guess, I don't know. Yeah. I mean, it's a good principle, slow down to go fast, but that's not what we're talking about today. Today is about going for no. So hopefully that makes sense. There's a lot more to that conversation than you might think. Make sure you treat people like people, and also understand that there's deeper lessons within the no's. So you can't just discount them and blow through them. Otherwise, you're going to miss an opportunity to grow and improve your marketing efforts. Okay. All right. So that's it. More from me tomorrow. So until then, be well, be safe. We'll see you in the next episode.